Good morning, Gwen. So, this morning we're going to work on the influence of setting and the influence that it has on the outcome of the plot of a story or of, in this case, an interview. So, first of all, you always need to write your first name and you need to capitalize it. And then you need to capitalize the first letter of your last name. Choose the correct teacher. Choose your class period. And then we're going to read this information. Influence of setting. In autobiographical writing, biographical writing, and interviews, writers often explore ways in which a setting or environment shapes the ideas, beliefs, and actions of a person. As you reflect on how this son of a migrant farm workers became an astronaut, recall the aspects of environment that shaped Hernandez's childhood. In particular, consider these factors: geographic locations and seasons, the economic aspects of his family's life, and the values that his parents taught him. So consider this. Here in the beginning, it's asking you to consider the ways in which a setting or an environment shapes a person. Would you be a different person if you had grown up differently? Growing up in Texas, in the USA, you have different ideas and different values than people in other cultures do. For example, just the simple act of our personal space is very different in America. In other countries, for example, in Korea, when you walk down the street, people kind of bump and jostle against you and just keep walking because they're not being rude. Everybody's just trying to get where they're going. However, in America, if you bump up against somebody, you immediately say, "Excuse me," because it's considered rude. In that way alone, the setting, in your case, the USA, has shaped who you are as a person. So, our tip right here says to determine the influence of setting or place, notice the connection Hernandez makes between his circumstances and his life choices. All right, to begin, what effect did the below passage have on Hernandez? My childhood was typical of a migrant farm working family, a family that spends 9 months out of the year picking fruits and vegetables from Southern California to Northern California. While others looked forward to summer vacation, I hated it. Summer vacation meant working 7 days a week in the fields. Okay, first, that came from paragraph 7. And really, what's going on here is Hernandez accepted his part in helping his family, but still hated it. Okay, so I'm going to write, he accepted his part in helping his family. Those are the values that we were talking about because his values are helping his family survive. But also hated spending summer in fields all over California. And then in parentheses, we're going to say that those are the geographical locations and seasons. Because right here, this is one of the things that we're looking at. We already got this one for the values that his parents taught him. That was the fact that he accepted that he was going to do it to help his family. But now we're talking about the locations and seasons. Geographic locations and seasons. Oops. All right. Now the second one is up to you. Again, we're talking about the effect that the passage below had on Hernandez. But then as a teenager, I was embarrassed because we lived in the barrio. We lived in areas that were run down because those were the areas where we could afford to live. My bicultural upbringing made me feel out of place. Not American enough, but not Mexican enough either. Those are paragraphs 11 and 12. So I want you to use these three things right here to help you look at these two paragraphs to figure out how the setting influenced Hernandez.